Let me ask you a simple question that almost nobody can actually answer correctly. A dollar lands in your hands. Right now, where should it go? First, should you save it? Invest it? Pay off some debt with it? Build up your emergency fund? Put it towards something fun? They are all good answers. And that is exactly the problem. Because here is a truth that trips up almost everyone, even people who have learned all the right things. Doing the right things in the wrong order can cost you a fortune. Think about it. Imagine two people, same income, same knowledge. They both know they should save, invest, and pay off debt. But one of them does these things in the right order, and the other does them in the wrong order. And years later, those two people are in completely different places. One is building real wealth. The other is working just as hard, doing all the same right things, and somehow staying stuck. The only difference between them was the order. Order is a hidden multiplier that almost nobody talks about. Let me show you that with a quick story. Two friends, Sam and Jordan, both get the same surprise of $5,000 at the same time. And both of them, by coincidence, are carrying about $5,000 of credit card debt, charging 20%. Now, Sam gets excited about investing. Sam has heard that the market grows your money. So Sam takes the $5,000 and puts it straight into investments, leaving the credit card debt sitting there. Jordan, who knows the order, does the opposite. Jordan takes the $5,000 and wipes out the credit card debt completely first. A year later, let's see how they did. Sam's investment grew by, let's say, around 10%. Nice. But that whole year, Sam's credit card debt was quietly charging 20%. So Sam earned 10 on one hand and lost 20 on the other. Sam went backward, the entire time feeling like they were going forward. Jordan, meanwhile, by killing the 20% debt, effectively locked in a guaranteed 20% return with zero risk, and now has no debt dragging them down, and can start investing with a clean slate. Same $5,000, same starting point, wildly different results, and the only difference was the order. That is how powerful this is, and it is invisible, which is exactly why so many people get it wrong without ever understanding why they feel stuck. So today, I am going to hand you the answer. A simple, clear map, a flowchart. It tells you the exact order to send every single dollar step by step from the moment it arrives, after your basic bills are covered. You will never again stare at some extra money and wonder, what should I actually do with this? You just follow the map, from the top down. And here is the beautiful part. This flowchart is the thing that ties this entire series together. Everything we have learned, saving, the force, beating the credit trap, index funds, it all clicks into place, into one simple system right here. I am Sprout. I started as a single coin, and one of the most important things I ever learned is that a plant does not grow leaves before it grows roots. There is an order to growing. Nature follows it, and so should your money. So let me give you the order. Let's grow. Now, before I give you the steps, I want you to understand the single idea that makes the whole flowchart make sense. Because once you get this one idea, you will not even need to memorize the order. You will just know it. Here it is. At every step, you do the thing that gives you the highest, safest return on your money first. That's it. That is the secret logic underneath the entire map. Money is like water. It should always flow to wherever it does the most good. And different moves give you wildly different returns. Paying off a credit card charging you 20% gives you a guaranteed 20% return. Investing in the market gives you, on average, around 10%, but with ups and downs. Some moves, as you will see, give you an instant 100% return. Let me lay those returns out side by side because seeing them next to each other makes the whole order obvious. Grabbing free matching money from an employer? That can be an instant 100% return. You put in $1, you get $2. Nothing on earth beats that. Paying off a credit card charging 20%? That is a guaranteed 20% return, completely risk-free, the second best deal around. Investing in the market? Around 10% on average, but with real risk and bumps along the way. A high-yield savings account? A few percent, totally safe. And cash sitting in a regular account doing nothing? Basically zero, and actually less than zero once inflation quietly eats it. So just line them up. 100%, 20%, 10%, a few percent, zero. Of course, you grab the 100 first, then the 20, then the 10, and so on down the line. The flow chart is not some arbitrary list that someone made up. It is simply those returns, sorted from highest to lowest. That is the whole secret. So the whole flow chart is really just do the highest return move available to you, then the next highest, then the next. Water flows downhill from the most valuable spot to the least. Keep that picture in your head, and let's walk down the waterfall together. Step 1. Cover your survival. This one is obvious, but it has to be said first because it comes before everything. Your rent or housing, your basic food, your utilities, your transportation to work, the absolute essentials of staying alive and keeping a roof over your head. None of the clever money moves matter if you cannot keep the lights on. So, the very first job of every dollar is to keep you alive and stable. Cover the essentials. Then, whatever is left over, that is the money we are going to send down the rest of the waterfall. Everything from here is about what to do with the gap, the money that is left after survival. Step 2. Build a tiny starter emergency buffer. Notice, I did not say a big one yet, just a small cushion. Maybe enough to cover one unexpected expense, a small car repair, a surprise bill. Why is this so high on the list, before even paying off debt? Because without any buffer at all, the very first emergency that comes along will force you right back into debt and undo all your hard work. It is like trying to bail out a boat without first plugging the hole. So first you plug the hole with a small buffer, just enough that a little surprise does not sink you. This little cushion is what keeps you from sliding backward while you work on going forward. Step 3. Now, attack your high-interest debt with a vengeance. This means things like credit card debt, those brutal balances charging you around 20% or more. Remember what we said in the credit card video? Paying off a debt charging you 20% is the exact same thing as earning a guaranteed 20% return on your money. And there is no investment on earth that reliably beats that risk-free. So, before you invest a single dollar in the market hoping for 10%, you wipe out the debt that is charging you 20. It would make no sense to earn 10 over here while you are bleeding 20 over there. You are not going forward until you stop going backward. Kill the high-interest debt first. It is the highest, most guaranteed return available to you, so it goes near the very top. And if you have more than one debt to kill, here is the quick word on how. There are two popular ways, and honestly, both work. The first is to attack the debt with the highest interest rate first, while paying just the minimums on the rest. Mathematically, this saves you the most money because you are killing the most expensive bleed first. The second way is to attack the smallest debt first, regardless of its rate, just to get a quick win and the rush of motivation that comes with crossing one off entirely. Then roll that freed-up money onto the next. The first way is technically optimal on paper. The second way is sometimes better in real life, because money is emotional, and an early win can give you the momentum to actually stick with it. We will do a whole video comparing these two head to head. But for now, just know, pick whichever one you will actually follow through on, point all your spare money at one debt at a time, and keep going until they are all dead. Now, you might be wondering about other kinds of debt. What about a home loan, or a low-interest student loan, or a car payment at a low rate? Where do those fit? Here is the simple way to think about it. The high-interest debt we attack early, near the top, is the brutal stuff. Credit cards, anything charging you a really high rate, the debt that compounds against you fast and hard. Low-interest debt is a completely different animal. If a debt is only charging you a small rate, lower than what you could reasonably expect to earn by investing, then there is much less urgency to rush and kill it. You might just pay it down at its normal pace while you move on to investing, because your money can earn more in the market than that low-rate debt is costing you. So the real rule is about the rate, not the word debt. High-rate debt is an emergency you stamp out early. Low-rate debt is just a slow background bill you can comfortably live alongside while you build wealth. Do not let a low-interest loan scare you out of investing. But never, ever, let high-interest debt sit there while you do anything else. Step 4. Grab any free money on the table. And this is one most people completely miss. In many jobs, especially in places with workplace retirement plans, your employer will offer to match the money you put into your retirement account up to a certain amount. Think about what that actually means. If they match what you put in, that is an instant 100% return on your money. You put in $1, they hand you $1 for free on top. There is no other move in all of finance that beats a guaranteed instant doubling of your money. It is the single best deal you will ever be offered. So, if you have access to free matching money like this, and you are not taking all of it, you are literally turning down free money. Grab every cent of the match. It sits this high on the list because a 100% return beats absolutely everything else. Step 5. Now, go back and build your full emergency fund. Remember that little starter buffer from Step 2? Now we grow it into the real thing, the proper cushion. The one we talked about all the way back in our very first video. The one that takes you to that magic place where you stop flinching at car noises. For most people, that means something like 3 to 6 months of their basic expenses, saved up in a safe, separate, high-yield account. This is your foundation, your shield. The thing that means a job loss or a big surprise becomes a manageable bump instead of a catastrophe that wipes out everything you have built. With the free money grabbed and the worst debt dead, now you make yourself truly, deeply safe. Step 6. Now you invest for the long term, seriously. Now, finally, with your debt gone, your free money captured, and your safety net fully in place, now you turn on the force. You take your money and you put it to work in the market for the long haul. And you already know exactly how because we spent a whole video on it. Simple, broad, low-fee index funds. Automated. Bought every month through the ups and the downs. Then left completely alone for years, for decades, to let compounding do its quiet, explosive work. This is the step where real wealth gets built. But notice, it comes after you have made yourself safe and killed your expensive debt. You do not build the upper floors of the house until the foundation is solid. Now the foundation is solid. So now you build and build and build. And I want you to really feel what is happening at this step, because this is the moment everything you have built starts to pay off. Up until now, every step was about getting safe, plugging holes, clearing debt, building the shield. Important, but not exactly thrilling. This step is different. This is where you stop just defending and start actually growing the forest. Every automatic dollar you send into those index funds now is a seed planted, and every one of them goes to work, quietly, compounding, while you sleep, while you live your life. This is the step that, given enough years, turns an ordinary income into real wealth. It is also the step that is the most boring to watch in the short term because, remember the chart, the flat part always comes first. So, your job here is simple. Keep feeding it, automatically, and stay calm and patient through the boring stretches and the scary dips, exactly like we talked about. You have done the hard preparation. Now you just keep planting, and let time turn your steady little seeds into a forest. Step 7. And finally, everything else. The bigger goals, the dream of a home, the travel, the nice things, the fun. Once all the steps above are handled, your survival, your safety, your worst debt, your free money, your emergency fund, and your long-term investing all running smoothly on autopilot, then the money that is left over is yours to enjoy and to aim at whatever you want, completely guilt-free. And that is the part people forget I will ever say. Yes, enjoy your money. Live your life. The whole point of all this is not to hoard every penny until you die. It is to build a strong enough machine that you can enjoy your life without wrecking your future. Once the system above is running, the rest is yours, guilt-free. So that is the whole map. Survival, starter, buffer, kill high-interest debt, grab free money, full emergency fund, invest for the long term. Then everything else. 7 steps, one clear order. Follow it from the top down. Now let me give you the twist. The thing that makes this map even more powerful once you really see it. I told you at the start that the secret logic is always do the highest, safest return first. But there is a second pattern hidden in the order, and it is just as important. Look at the first half of the list again. The starter buffer, killing the high-interest debt, the full emergency fund. What do all of those have in common? They are all about not going backward. They are defense. They plug the holes, stop the bleeding, and build the shield. And only after all of that does the list turn to going forward, to investing, to building wealth, to offense. This is the deep wisdom of the whole flowchart. You secure your foundation before you try to grow. Because here is the brutal math that catches so many people. If you skip ahead, if you start investing while you still have a credit card bleeding you 20%, or while you have no emergency fund at all, then the first crisis that hits forces you to sell your investments at the worst possible time, or pile on more high-interest debt, and you undo everything. You took 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. The order protects you from your own eagerness. It makes sure that when you finally start building upward, you are building on solid rock, not on sand. Defense first, then offense. Roots first, then fruit. And here is one more piece of the twist, a mistake that traps people at the other end. Just as some people invest too early, others get stuck on defense forever. They build their emergency fund, and then they keep piling up cash, and piling up cash, far beyond what they need, because cash feels safe. But remember what we learned. Cash sitting still does not grow. Inflation slowly eats it. So, hoarding cash way past your emergency fund, instead of moving on to step 6 and investing, is its own quiet mistake. The flowchart protects you from both errors. Do not invest before you are safe. But do not get stuck being safe forever either. Move through the steps, each one in order, then on to the next. So let me give you your move. And this one is wonderfully clear. Step 1 of your move. Figure out exactly which step of the flow chart you are on, right now, today. Be honest with yourself. Do you have a starter buffer? Do you have high-interest debt screaming at you? Are you leaving free matching money on the table at work? Do you have your full emergency fund? Wherever the answer is no, that is your current step. That is where you are standing on the waterfall. Step 2 of your move. Now, point your money at that one step. Take every spare dollar, every bit of your gap, and pour it into the step you are currently on until that step is complete. Do not spread yourself thin trying to do everything at once. Do not jump ahead to the exciting investing step if you still have a credit card on fire. Focus all your firepower on your current step, finish it, and then, and only then, move down to the next one. Step 3 of your move. As you complete each step, automate it so it stays done. Automate the payments. Automate the emergency fund contributions. Automate the investing. So that as you move down the waterfall, each step you finish keeps running quietly in the background, on its own, forever, while you focus your attention and your money on the next one down. You build the machine one piece at a time, and each piece, once built, never stops working. Let me bring this home. And here is how you move down this waterfall faster, because I know you want to. The speed at which you go from step to step depends on one thing above all: the size of your gap. The bigger the gap between what you earn and what you spend, the more money is flowing down the waterfall every single month, and the faster you complete each step. So everything we learned in the earlier videos feeds directly into this one. Cutting the big 3 expenses, housing, transport, food, widens the gap. Earning more, building your second engine, widens the gap even further. And every extra dollar of gap you create pours straight down this flowchart, blasting through your current step and getting you to the wealth-building step that much sooner. So, if you feel impatient, if you want to reach step 6 and start really building, the answer is never to skip steps. The answer is to widen the gap so that you fly through the steps you cannot skip. Defense and offense, working together, pouring fuel down the map. Here is the thing I most want you to take from this. You probably do not have a money problem nearly as much as you have an order problem. Most people are not failing because they do not have enough money or because they do not know the right moves. They are failing because they are doing the right moves in the wrong sequence. They are investing while drowning in credit card debt. They are hoarding cash they should be growing. They are reaching for the exciting stuff before they have built the boring foundation that makes the exciting stuff safe. And so they work hard and do good things with their money and still go nowhere. But you now have the map. You know that every dollar should flow to wherever it earns the most, the safest return. You know to secure your foundation before you build upward. You know to keep moving through the steps and not get stuck. You do not need more money to start winning. You just need to point the money you already have in the right order. And that you can start doing today with the very next dollar that lands in your hands. A plant grows roots before it grows fruit. It does not get the order wrong. It does not try to grow a heavy branch of fruit before it has roots strong enough to hold it. It builds its foundation first, patiently, underground, where no one can see, and then, only then, it reaches for the sky. Your money works exactly the same way. Roots first, then fruit. Follow the order, and you will grow into something that can hold all the fruit you could ever want. And notice something beautiful about this map. It works at any income and from any starting point. Whether you have $10 left over this month or 10,000, the order is exactly the same. The flowchart does not care how much you make. It just tells you where the next dollar should go, whatever size that dollar happens to be. So you never have to feel lost again. You never have to wonder. You just find your step and you point your money there. A billionaire and a beginner follow the very same map. They are just standing at different points along it. And every single one of them got to wherever they are by sending their dollars down the waterfall, in order, one at a time. That is all wealth building ever really is. The right dollars, in the right order, repeated with patience. But I have to warn you about something, because it is coming for you, and it is sneakier than anything we have talked about yet. As you start doing all of this right, as your income grows and your gap widens and you start to get ahead, there is a quiet, invisible force that will try to sabotage the entire thing. And here is what makes it so dangerous. The better you do, the stronger it gets. It is the reason people who get raise after raise still somehow never feel any richer. It is the reason even people earning huge incomes end up living paycheck to paycheck. It has a name, and most people never even notice it happening to them. In the next video, I am going to expose lifestyle creep, the silent thief that eats your raises alive, keeps you running on a treadmill no matter how much you earn, and quietly steals the future you are working so hard to build. Once you can see it, you can beat it, but you have to see it first. I am Sprout. You just got the map. I will see you in the next one.